These are your Monday Night Raw hot takes where you get to pick what I talk about. And unfortunately, I don't get to talk about Obafemi today. I only got one comment on the ruler, and I thought that was interesting. Like, why didn't anybody comment on Obafemi? Is it because nobody's interested in his matchup against Brock Lesnar? Or are we already over the ruler? I hope not. I hope not, because I'm not. I love Obafemi, and I want to talk about Obafemi, but I got to talk about what you want me to talk about, and I got a lot of comments on Austin Theory of all people. So let's talk Austin Theory after I talk Austin's Stone Cold belt right here. You see, I'm going to give it away. At 30,000 subscribers, I'm holding a belt giveaway, and you can choose whatever belt you want that's been on my shoulder. All you got to do is comment below and subscribe to the channel, and you can win this belt right here. It's not a toy. It's a replica. All right, let's talk Theory. Kid Wilkes says, I hate to wish injury on anyone, but this is Austin's moment to show the world what's up. I'm very happy that you said you don't wish ill on anybody. Okay, I know a lot of people don't like Logan Paul, but please do not come to this channel and just say you're glad that he got injured or anything, because no, we are not doing that. You are free to not like anybody, but just don't wish them ill. So I appreciate that, Kid Wilkes. But I will say this, the wrestling business is very funny, because there have been multiple times throughout history where somebody got injured and that was the opportunity that someone else needed. Heck, Liv Morgan, I believe, really rise to the occasion when Rhea Ripley got injured in 2024, I believe. It was in that time space that Liv Morgan really asserted her dominance in the main event scene. Becky Lynch, the man, she got punched in the face, broke her face. That's when she became the man. Heck, when CM Punk came back and got injured in the Rumble, that's when we got the next evolution of Drew McIntyre even, and got that banger of a feud between those two. So yes, I'm not happy that Logan Paul is injured, but this might be just what Austin Theory needed to finally get the spotlight. It's OTW say they made my guy Austin Theory look like a killer for once. Hopefully next week he ain't getting rolled up by Dragon Lee or some nonsense. No shade on Dragon Lee, but you're right. Finally, Austin Theory is looking good once again. When he took the mask off after War Games last year, like, it didn't really elevate him at all. He just became the jobber of the Vision. So right now, though, they have an opportunity. He took out two guys last night with the steel chair on his own. This was the Austin Theory that I believe that people were hoping to get when he joined the Vision. Let's hope, let's have our fingers crossed that they actually do something with him right now. But I'll tell you this, if we drop the ball on Austin Theory right now, like, we might never be able to pick that ball back up. It might fall down a bottomless chasm, a well or something. Carmichael says, this is the version of Austin Theory that Vince McMahon saw. You know what? Austin Theory, I believe, is the last hand-chosen Vince McMahon guy. For a while, it seemed like maybe that was the reason Triple H wasn't pushing him. But here we are at the beginning of a push, an Austin Theory push. So can Vince be right one more time? And Nicholas Getling says, Theory and Maxine story arc incoming? I'm actually surprised they're paying it off. I know that they've been teasing Theory and Maxine Dupree in the background for a long time now, for a couple months even, but a lot of times they don't really pay those really far off Easter egg segments off. They did in the beginning, but now they don't, so I was kind of thinking it was going to go nowhere, but last night, Maxine Dupree stood up for Austin Theory, so yeah, I think we are headed in that direction. But be careful, Maxine. Anybody who joins the Vision, well, chances are they're going to get an injury. That Lemur says the Vision is cursed. At this point, why would anyone treat them as a serious threat? Heck, they're outnumbered even now with the Street Profits and Rollins. Yeah, I'm sorry, I know they were supposed to be Triple H's big bad faction, but like, cut your losses, man. Cut your losses. Fate has decided, no, this faction won't work. We had Seth Rollins injured. We had Braun Breaker injured. Bronson Reed injured. Now Logan Paul injured. It's like, break it up before Austin Theory gets injured and Maxime Dupree. Jimbo Slice says, I have lost almost all interest in Joe Hendry. Why is he still doing the Logan Paul thing? Yeah, it's like, why would he be singing Fire Logan Paul tonight of all nights? Update it. Update it. Say something else. Just say, make a song about how he can't wrestle. We shouldn't, the fans, make fun of Logan Paul for being injured, but the wrestlers, they're more than welcome to. They're allowed to do it even. So change some of the lyrics and have him making fun of Logan Paul for getting injured, and then Austin Theory attacks him. Do something different. And what's happening with Joe Hendry right now is what Triple H tends to do, actually, in that he calls up an NXT person and he finds the one specific trait that made him super popular, and then he just makes that the only thing that he showcases on the main roster. It's like, yes, we get it. Joe Hendry, his singing, that's what made him popular, but there is more to Joe Hendry than that. Just like Obafemi, yes, we get it. Obafemi is a dominant person, but there's more to Obafemi than just that. We don't need to have just squash matches, just rock concerts. Braun Breaker, yeah, he has a great spear, but he's more than just a spear, because look, that's all Braun Breaker does. Literally, that's all that Braun Breaker does, except for every once in a while he twitches. It's like, we gotta call these guys up and make them three-dimensional, like Trick Williams. He's doing a great job with Trick Williams, I will say that, and JC Jane even, but like for the most part, a lot of NXT guys and gals come up and they're just one-dimensional. I mean, look at Sol Ruka even. All she is her soul snatcher at this point. That's her whole character. I can get you in a soul snatcher. So yeah, Joe Hendry, a lot of people are going to start losing interest in him, and then everybody's going to be like, see, I told you he was just a meme wrestler. No, it's because we are only making him a meme wrestler that people are going to lose interest. Do more with him because he can do more. Dashie Negan says, Penta versus Bouncy Evans was the only good match on the card. Penta and Javon Evans was good, but so was Seth and Montez Ford. In fact, even Ray and Rusev was good. I don't like that Rusev got treated like a chump throughout the entire thing, but like for real, it was a decent match if you look at it from just in a bubble. Majestic Cat says, LA Knight literally spoiled the Clash in Italy match between Roman and Jacob. I mean, we know, but still, WWE themselves spoiling it. Kind of dumb. Yeah, so LA Knight didn't like spoil it, but when he was saying, I'm going to go and win the King of the Ring, then I will face Roman Reigns. He didn't even entertain the possibility that Jacob was going to win. All he had to say was one comment: I don't care who I'm facing at SummerSlam, Roman or Jacob, whatever tribal chief I'm facing, I don't want you siding with them. Alfonso Passion says, they're really not making Breaker a big deal. It's a stop and go hot and cold thing with him, and I'm slowly becoming a bigger Oba fan more and more each week. You know, I'm very happy they let Obafemi speak tonight. Really happy that he got to speak, that he, while didn't necessarily like bully Paul Heyman, he kind of did at the same time, signed the contract on him and everything. But yes, you know, funny when you treat someone like a big deal, you kind of start enjoying them. Braun Breaker, man alive. They have done that dude no favor. Where was he tonight? He was shown on Saturday's main event. One, the Street Profits counter the one big thing that he has, the spear. But then he gets the upper hand on them. He's standing tall, and then he doesn't even show up for Raw. They mention him. They tell Austin Theory he's your new tag team partner, but he's not there. Just explain why he's not there. Why, like, have Adam Pearce suspend him for the night because he attacked the Street Profits during the match. Just do something, say something. But why wouldn't Braun Breaker be at Raw, especially when they knew they were going to crown him the champion? It makes no sense. Why should we really be invested in Braun Breaker when they show us time and time again, they bring him to the brink of the promised land just to take it away from him? Charles Yancey says, Javon should have won. You know what's crazy? I really like Penta, but I was on Saturday night's main event like, I want Ethan Page to win. Then I got to Raw, and I'm like, I want Javon Evans to win. And now, like, I enjoy Penta. I just don't know why I want almost everybody else to be champion right now. But yeah, I wish Javon would have won. I really do. So I agree with you. Number 4 says, Chop, I told you we might be seeing a Javon Evans heel turn. You know, I'm surprised, but you're right. Numba has been saying that we're seeing a Javon Evans heel turn, and I kept being like, no way. He's too much of a babyface. He's too connected to the crowd. I still don't think we should turn Javon heel, but, you know, you might be right, because last night he was definitely in his feelings about not beating Penta. He did apologize, and he did it in a very real manner. I liked his apology. It wasn't just like, he was just like, hey man, I'm sorry, that was unprofessional, but you could tell he was still upset. So that was really good acting on Javon's part, but yeah, maybe he turns heel. Amber C says, why isn't anyone going after Liv Morgan? I agree. Absolutely. Today is the 38th day of no one challenging Liv Morgan for her title. She has not defended once. She's wrestled one time Sol Ruca in a non-title match in which she won, but she has not defended the title one time. And Triple H does this. He did it to Jade Cargill, and he did it to Io Sky. They win their title, and then they just stop defending it. I don't care if Stephanie Fakir was supposed to be her opponent. That's what the writing team is for. If a wrestler gets injured, then somebody has to step up. Just like, you know what? They wanted the tag team title on Austin Theory. Logan Paul got injured. The team rode away for Austin Theory to keep the title. So, if Liv Morgan's scheduled opponent gets injured, well then, write a different scheduled opponent. 38 days later, and she is yet to defend her belt. Wyatt 6661 says, not a bad go-home show, to be honest. You're right. You're right. Thank you for pointing that out. I've been very critical of WWE and their go-home shows for like a while now, but tonight, the show before the PLE, they did an angle with Brock Lesnar and Oba Femi. They did an angle with Becky Lynch calling out Sol Ruca. They did an angle with Roman and Jacob. So yeah, this was a good go-home show. The One Sheepy says, I'm enjoying the Ethan Page and Rusev relationship. Two heels on the opposite side of the spectrum put together is comedy gold. Yes, I am loving this too. This is really, really good. Rusev can be both intimidating and funny. And it doesn't look like they're going to really allow intimidating Rusev to get pushed very far. So let's lean into his comedy. I thought it was hilarious. Ethan Page saying how much he views Rusev as his family. Like, he is so funny. I hope we go really far with it. Really far. Matt is haunted. Was it me or were they teasing a Javon Evans heel turn? No, they're teasing it. Dashi066 says, I decided to skip today's show and watch The Boys for the first time. I'm guessing I made the right call. I actually liked Monday Night Raw this week. I think I gave it a 7.8 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. That said, The Boys, one of my favorite shows of all time. Like, holy cow. If you are watching it for the first time ever, I envy you, my friend. But just make sure that there's no kids around when you watch it. Teddy Boy Ward says, Tribal Chief means no DQ, but the way they stuck to Tribal Rules Blood Oath with their foreheads touching together, I felt it should have been a Samoan strap match. You know, you're right. You're right. They should have added something to it. And I got this from Wrestle Talk, so I'm kind of stealing this idea. But they should have also made it like, you know, had like tiki torches or something. Just made it like more feel different. Make it feel different than just a normal contract signing. It should have had the atmosphere of being in the actual tribe of wherever the Anawai people are from. So I just like, they should have really leaned into a set design here. Nike fans says, Montez should have gone over Seth. Seth has won many matches in the past. If they are truly going to make Montez Ford a single star, then I could see that. Otherwise, I think Seth was the right winner. I like Montez Ford better than Seth Rollins, but we do need to protect Seth Rollins' record. He's just lost a couple big matches in a row, and Montez Ford right now is a tag team guy. However, However, if we do push him as a single star, maybe they could have a rematch where Montez can win, and then that could set up down the line a rubber match. Killer Wolf says, really looking forward to the Tribal Combat match. It's gonna be a banger of a match. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. I know a lot of you out there are just so sick of the bloodline, and you're more than welcome to your opinion, but I am not. Roman makes the show and everything just a little more special to me. So I am very much looking forward to this, and I love Jacob Fatu right now. His feud with Roman Reigns in this last month and a half, 2 months, has done so much for his character. He feels like the Jacob that I fell in love with when he first debuted on the roster, and he hasn't felt like that for a long time. I don't care what you say, Roman has made Jacob into a main event guy. And I'm so looking forward to this match and seeing Jacob having to acknowledge our tribal chief and what we do from there. Just Call Me D says, if the bloodline involvement is what it takes to return LA Knight to the main event scene, I'm here for it. Yeah, whatever it takes to get LA Knight in that main event scene. The clock is ticking. We gotta get him there. I do not want to keep LA Knight in the conversation of Mr. Perfect, where it's like, that guy should have been a world champion. No, I just want LA Knight to be world champion. So, like, please do that. Killer Wolf says they really need to get Becky versus Jessica Carr at SummerSlam and continue the storyline properly. I could see a SummerSlam story, actually. It could be very reminiscent of when Seth Rollins fought Dominic Mysterio before he became Dirty Dom, like his first match ever. I think that'd be a really, really good place to do it even. Becky Lynch and Jessica Carr, they've been going kind of at it for a while. Have Jessica Carr, like, 1, 2, 3, Sol Ruca wins at Clash in Italy, and then we do a rematch between Sol Ruca and Becky Lynch, and again, Becky loses, but this time Becky attacks Jessica Carr, which sets up a proper match at SummerSlam. And then this story could be what we need to get Becky out of the mid-card and into the main event scene, and Sol Ruca can then go and start finally winning some matches. Wrestle Cash says, contract signings, brawls, roll-ups, that's WWE. You forgot Open Challenge, but yeah, you're not wrong. All right. Oh, don't forget pull apart brawls and too many security guards coming out. So there you go, boys. There you go, girls. Those are your hot takes for Monday Night Raw. See ya, bye.